Board of County Commissioners meeting for Wednesday, January 14th, 2026 to order, starting with roll call.
Commissioner Stottlemyre.
Present.
Commissioner Waymire.
Here.
Chair Metter.
Here.
Vice Chair Harris. And Commissioner Dickinson. Present.
All right, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Commissioners. Psalm 11, a selective reading. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. For the Lord is righteous. He loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his face. O Lord, we come before you today with thankfulness for a new year and for all that this brings, for opportunity, for challenges, for growth, for strength. And so, God, I pray for this growth in our county. I pray for wisdom for our commissioners. I pray for our people, for flourishing in Franklin County, and a blessing for each individual and each group that pours into our community. We thank you for this, our place called home. And we look to you now into your holy temple. Give us a heart of worship in today, I ask in Jesus' name.
You may be seated. All right. Is there any correspondence? Okay. Any public comment?
No one signed up.
All right, consent agenda. We will approve the Franklin County Commission meeting minutes for January 7th, 2026, and consider approving solicitation of bids for tires.
Motion approved. Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded.
Commissioner Stottlemyre.
Yes.
Commissioner Waymire.
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson.
Yes.
And Chair
Yeah, met.
Metter.
Yes. All right, items of business, we will discuss the deed restrictions for ADUs, accessory dwelling units. Pat Tobin.
Good morning, Commission. So this is a little different than what I typically bring up. This is a new kind of a policy. I wouldn't say it's new. We did already vote and make a motion on the regulations, but we need the paperwork to make these regulations binding. What this paperwork is basically when a person makes a secondary dwelling on their property, what we're trying to limit is making the full property into multiple not necessarily apartments, but like a duplex situation where we have multiple tenants on a singular property. So this is basically binding the owner of the property to ensure that they live on the property, and if they decide to not follow the regulations, this is a vehicle for us to utilize as enforcement to allow them or force them to deconstruct the ADU to either an accessory structure or remove it altogether. But at least we have some documentation that the owner agrees with that goes with the land if they were to sell it. So like an institutional investor couldn't come in and make 2 apartments or houses out of this property. That's really what it is. We've recently been having applications for the ADU. It's becoming more and more prevalent and popular, so we want to get ahead of that before we finish any of them, so that in order to get these completed, they'll sign off and they'll get their certificate of occupancy once they do sign the document.
So somebody could sell the property, but they also would need to
They would
live
have to
there.
live on the property
Yeah.
to be able to utilize the ADU as constructed.
They could use the other as a rental if they live in one of them.
One of them can
Supposedly.
can be
Yeah, I
in
mean,
general, yes,
yes.
but generally these are built for family, and that's usually the initial reasoning.
Initially, yeah.
But, because we aren't a huge enforcement, we're trying to make the easiest policies to allow for it to be what we commonly know it's going to be used for.
Anybody have any other questions for Pat?
Okay, and that's,
Something we've had for years and years.
yeah. We've
need to
definitely done affidavits in
Never
other
have.
instances. but-
approach to, you know, to give it more, give us more, you know, flexibility to
Right.
control.
And this isn't something that needs to be a motion upon or anything of that. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. We've already run it through legal to ensure that all the literature in it made sense, but just wanted, because it is a policy change and we are enforcing them to sign off. I just wanted to bring it up here and let you guys know.
All right.
Okay,
sounds good.
thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Next is consider holding a public hearing on February 4th, 2026 to vacate 2,000 feet of Butler Terrace from a point of 850 feet east of Utah Road. Jeff?
Yeah, good morning, Commission. Yeah, this is a situation where approximately 6 or 7 years ago, we did vacate a portion of this roadway, which created a dead end down a hill where the residents who live there are tired of the folks going down there, basically tearing up fences and dumping trash. And so they wanted to relocate the vacation further to the west to bring it up closer to the resident. I've spoken with one of those property owners has changed hands since the initial closing. So basically what we're doing is we are moving that gate to the west where the ultimate road closure will be 2,000 feet. So from the intersection of Utah and Butler Terrace, it will actually be 965 feet of open road to get you past that house. I've spoken to all three residents. They've all requested that this has been done, and I've got the documentation, so we're just basically requesting a public hearing for February 4th.
And that wouldn't create any landlocked tracks from what this map I'm looking at?
It wouldn't create any more than what we already have. There is one, it's not landlocked, but he has access through that fence to get, and he lives out of state, basically uses it as a weekend hunting situation, but it would not change anything that we currently have, Cole.
Okay. All right. Well, we can talk more about that in the actual hearing. We're just, right now deciding if we even want to have a hearing, make the notices, so we can have a discussion about it. So I'd be happy to make a motion to do so.
Second. Commissioner Waymire?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
And Chair Meadows?
Yes. All right. That was all we have for business, so we'll move on to staff reports.
Yeah, thanks, Sabrina. Couple of things. First, as you know, you and I had a discussion yesterday about the fireworks show here in town and how there's the potential for a special celebration this year, given the 250th anniversary. And the question you brought up was if the county had any interest potentially in increasing our contribution. And that is something that I would like to get the commissioner's opinion on. That's certainly within your authority to do that. To be clear, I don't know what Ryland's request looks like yet. We haven't got it. So I don't know what he would be contemplating. And certainly, Sabrina, you can fill in any knowledge that I'm missing here. But yeah, just wanting to have a brief discussion with you four about that.
Yeah, so I guess where I was coming from, because now I'm on the chamber board, they brought it up, and I know that they have to place the order for fireworks at the end of the month, but they don't come in until we have the TGT fund, discussion. And so I thought if that was something we wanted to give money, more money to, it would be good to let him know before he orders the fireworks, so that he knew he had, whether or not he had more of a budget to order. They don't have to pay for them until they come in, but I just didn't know what anybody else thought on it.
So the reason being it's the 250th anniversary
Yes,
and
that-
they want to do a bigger show?
Yeah, and they did not, nobody came to me saying, we want more money from you. It was just, I thought, it's TGT funds, it's not,
Did they say one time or continue?
I would say one time, and I think some of it was like, we obviously don't need to do what the city does, but the city doubled what they were going to give only one time. It was not you know,
This year.
for this year only. But, so anyways, I just thought, bring it up before he had to place the order. If you're not interested, no big deal, but
I would think that, even though it's a one-time, the costs keep going up on those, and then, I mean, they'll put in their time and volunteer, I guess, once that's money is there, I can see, hey,
What-
since we
they're
had it
gonna
last
want
year,
it-
can we go ahead and update
Yeah.
equipment, do some capital, whatever. I would be skeptical that it's, at least the entirety of it's gonna be a one-time.
uh-huh,
And then point out that we committed to doing something with the Historical Society as far as the storage building. So, you know, we do have
That's
a
true.
reserve balance, but
Mhm.
some of that will be there. And my thinking, yeah, that is TGT dollars, but to me, the best, highest use is putting those TGT dollars towards uses that otherwise would be used with property tax
uh-huh.
and offsetting property tax.
Yeah.
Eligible uses, good uses, uses that on their merits on their own stand, but also reduce the tax burden. So
And obviously,
I
all
love finding uses for the dollars that matters
right, I don't know.
myself. So
Yes, yeah.
I'd lean towards it. I'm glad.
It was just a thought that came up, so I don't know.
I would,
Anybody else?
so this year is gonna be World Cup. We're gonna assume that we're gonna get more TGT funds than we've ever had before because our hotels will be full probably for a good solid month or more in that time. So I wouldn't think about doubling it. I would maybe do another $1,000. But
Yeah.
again, it would, not ongoing.
What we do last year.
I think we do like I was
was
trying to
trying to
ask
look,
Ryland what the
everything's off.
numbers were, and I thought we're down for 2,000, and that's kind of what Ryland thought in his mind.
Don, I don't have that info on me. I apologize. We can get that to you.
I'm just curious.
It's also the city of Ottawa, and we also.
I'm not against.
Well, and that's
But
what
we
I
also
didn't know.
get
It's
fireworks.
Ottawa, so I don't know.
Well, we also get fireworks. Is it Rancho that also has fireworks? Is that the only
Well,
other
and
one?
that was the thought that also, like, if we give to one, are we gonna then need to
Well, yeah, we
give to
should.
both? And so
They're
then
the
that
only other
turns.
one that's been continuous
Mhm.
every year. There's a couple others, but they have never
Ask for money.
approached us or asked for money.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, well, anyways,
Something to think
I
about.
don't know. We can think about it. And I don't know if anybody's,
Well, and
if you're not feeling like, yes, let's do this, then,
I'm not against it.
uh-huh.
I just want to know how much,
Yeah, and I was not thinking
whether they,
tons.
what has their supplier told them.
Yeah, I just know that they get a
I know
discount.
Rantoul, they require a 3-year contract now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised that if they're ordering now, that's for this year. I was thinking that their order for this year would have been last year.
Now, I don't know if it's because they're talking,
But that's-
if they want to
usually
up
can
it,
get 'em
they
back.
got to do it by now.
Yeah.
You know, they already have it, what they know. They just want to know, they have to, if they have to up it, they have to have another number.
Yeah, I just know that they get a discount if they order by January 31st. Or not, yeah.
Um,
So anyways, that
I don't
was,
know about the discount, but they probably have to lock it in.
it looks like we gave $1,950 to Ottawa Fireworks last year. So 1,950 is the number. Based on the discussion I am hearing, I would be inclined to just wait and see if a request actually comes.
yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And from there, we can, but yeah, 1,950 is the number from last year.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, we can just keep moving on.
Okay, thank you. I have, and I'm gonna bring up Peg momentarily to let her talk you through a couple of them. A few, and I wouldn't consider these to be super consequential items, but wanted to bring them to your attention. They all involve, solid waste or noxious weed in some capacity. Hams recently sold. They were bought out, and we got an assignment from them just saying, asking us to agree to assign our contract to the new owner. This is incredibly procedural. I am inclined to do it, but we are locking in the existing contract we've had with Hams. And talking with Peg and Jeff, we're happy happy with that service. We wouldn't even begin to know where to look if we wanted to deviate. But because I mean, if I sign this, we're not renewing anything, but we are staying in the same contract with a different owner. I was inclined to let the four of you know that. So any questions or concerns about that?
No.
Okay. Peg, do you want to come up and talk about the other couple items?
Which one do we want to start with?
Let's start with the truck.
Okay. We have, Noxious Weed has a 2007, I didn't bring any notes, so you're just going to bear with me here.
Yeah.
A 2007 Ford flatbed pickup that has been in our fleet for quite some time. With the new truck that we're replacing with, this has become kind of an extra truck that we could utilize at the transfer station. We have a trailer out there that the Noxious Weed people are having to pull away from their jobs to go out and dump every week and what have you. I had Kirk work me up a value on it. And I'm wondering if we could do a department-to-department transfer of $20,000. We did sell a 2002 truck that was almost identical to it on Purple Wave, and it went for over $19,000. So this is a few years newer, but it would keep my guys in Noxious Weed at our facility, and it would help them out there. It is snow plow compatible, and we do have a blade out there for it, so they can kind of do a little bit of their own work. Once it's opened up, they can keep things knocked down during bad weather, and it'll be utilized a lot out at the transfer station. And we have the funds in the solid waste special caps fund that would cover that.
And to be clear, we are transferring, if the board is fine with this, we're transferring $20,000 from ourselves to ourselves.
Yes, yes,
I mean,
yeah.
that's from solid waste to Noxious Weed in exchange for the truck. So, again, another item that just, because it involves a $20,000 transfer, wanted to make sure you guys were okay with this, but it's really just an operational thing to enhance our,
Since you're not buying new, I mean, that helps.
And it's a
Fine
low,
with me.
I'm sorry, yeah, it's a low mileage truck too, so it'll be utilized for a long time.
And we're taking non-property tax funds and putting it into
Yes, ma'am.
non-property tax funds, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's all good.
okay, and then the card machine, do you want to talk about that?
Noxious Weed Department, from the time I've been there, well, I guess since the beginning, we have never accepted credit cards. We've never done credit cards out there. We've always done in-house charge accounts for people who requested it, didn't bring their checkbook, cash, whatever. We've run into the end of last year and the end of this year where we've had a few customers that have not paid those bills, and we're having a hard time collecting on them. And I'm wondering if it might be to our advantage to put in a credit card system and take away that in-house charge. Because I have numerous people that come in and say, you know, well, you don't take a card, or will you take a card?
In the landfill?
No, I'm sorry, Noxious Weed. Noxious Weed.
No, you said noxious, I think. I
Okay.
think she did, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, out at Noxious Weed. But I think it would eliminate, you know, that possibility of getting hung with people that don't pay those bills. Talked to Dustin about getting a card reader. I've talked to Marilyn down at the treasurer's office, and
Do we need to adjust our chemical pricing to cover the fee? Or can we offer a discount for not using it when we set the prices going forward? Just because it's 3%, and we can only, by statute, do a small percent over what it costs us to sell those chemicals in Noxious Weed, right?
well, we actually do a cost share. So actually the prices, our chemical prices are already a little bit lower than what we're buying them for.
So we're already selling at a loss. I just saying,
Yes,
we're
yeah.
gonna be, we buy a lot of chemicals, so.
Right.
3% of $100,000 if we're gonna potentially be
Yeah.
sending on
We're gonna
credit card fees. We just need to make sure we can
And we
account
have to
for
pay
it.
for the reader itself, so we'll have a fee for the reader and a fee for the, using the card.
Yeah, we'll do an analysis to make sure that we understand what we're gonna pay in fees. And we will bring that back to you, any adjustment that is necessary to keep us where we're at. We'll know that number and we'll bring it back to you. Again, this is more of an operational deal, but given the potential for one of you to get a call about this, because it is a change and kind of what I would call an area where we interact with the public, just wanted you guys to know that. So,
Sounds great.
Okay.
Anything else?
Oh, no, not today.
Not today, all right, well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
thanks, Dave.
All right, are you done, Derek?
I am done.
Okay, Paul, do you have anything? Pat? Well, let's see, I think, come on down.
So I've got a couple of things. First, I want to start off and let you know that on December 30th, the Kansas Board of Pharmacy very unexpectedly showed up at the department and did a surprise audit of our controlled substances, and that went just amazingly well. Everything was fine with that. Did learn in that in the past, we have always sent our scheduled 2, 3, and 4 medications back through what was called a reverse distributor, and did find out that there is a pathway through the DEA where we can destroy those in-house and still meet all the requirements that we need to. So looking to save somewhere between $500 and $1,000 a year by doing this process. I was able to procure the chemicals that we need to waste the medication, and we plan on starting doing that in-house. So happy to share that with everybody. Second thing is about 4.5 years ago when I took over this position, I was giving monthly commission reports. And I very distinctly remember, particularly Commissioner Waymire, you asking if it'd be easier if I went to quarterly because of the amount of work that was in it. Now that we have our billing system based with ImageTrend, all of our compliance is with ImageTrend, I'm already having to pull data monthly. And I would just have to redo data to do it quarterly, or it adds additional steps. So I was just here to ask if you had any concerns if I started going back to doing monthly commission reports, because quite frankly, it's a little bit easier on me.
You want to put them on the consent agenda? I mean, they're generally,
No, I think she likes to share the
well,
information.
I mean,
Well, I do enjoy sharing.
Okay.
I always like to talk about our department, but I can do either way.
I just say if it'd be better use of your time. I mean, a lot of it's reading the information that's on there, so you can think about it. But I'd be okay if you put them on a consent. I could read it and save your time. I know you have to run a whole department, you have a lot of things to do.
Figure, I don't know, would it be less information than what it is when you bring quarterly?
It would be the same information.
Same,
I would
okay.
make
I
sure I
just
got you
was-
the same information.
Yeah, I'm good either way, it usually doesn't take all that long.
No, yeah, I was like, you can't ask questions if it's on the consent agenda, or just have a discussion about it.
Yeah. We can start out with her giving it to us monthly and then going from there and see how it works.
I'm happy to do that.
So, I guess we don't need to vote on it.
No, there's nothing you need to vote on
Okay,
there.
I didn't think so, but.
Just as it was explained to me, and you effectively just said as much, but you have to compile special reports to do it on a quarterly basis. Like, you have to aggregate basically the monthly reports, and that takes more of your time.
That is correct, yes. That's a true statement.
Yeah,
So we feel this is actually more efficient to do it this way, but as you said, Sabrina, and I like that, let's see how it's going, and if you guys feel like, and Christy, for as far as you go, if you do this for 3 months in a row and it feels like maybe we can switch to a consent agenda situation, we can make that determination at that
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
Anything
Okay.
else for us?
That was it.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I think we're Derek, or Dustin. Okay, I was like, anybody else? Jeff?
Now, traveling. the road
Yeah,
trip.
we'll do that after.
I have nothing at this point, so.
Commissioners,
I did go to the Wellsville Chamber meeting yesterday. It was very well attended, kind of like Paul will tell you, it's almost like a banker's chamber. There were 7 different banks represented at the chamber meeting yesterday. And it's kind of a strange situation, but, and anyhow, I think they were just all interested in that community and what's happening, and I think one of the banks is just trying to get their foothold in the movement into that part, because everything else, everybody's been up there lately, they're still continuing to super grow over in the area where our ambulance is. There's a lot more development still going on. They've got it pretty well framed in and covered, the new A&W that's going in there for truck stop yesterday. Tom Winters did give they've asked me up there, most of the people are pretty interested in what our county staff does and what their job is. So over the last year and a half, I've had several people like ambulance and clerks and Tom Winters gave a presentation yesterday. It's all hat to us to know what Tom does up there, right? But to the public, it's not, because it's kind of basically his job. It's behind the scenes so much. But he gave about a 15-minute presentation. I think everybody was very pleased with it and enjoyed people from the county coming up there and giving a report on what they do. So that's all I got.
okay. I went to the Ottawa Area Chamber yesterday, and they discussed all the events coming up, and their big one right now is their awards banquet coming up at the end of the month. And that's all I have.
Last Friday, I went to the Chamber Coffee to introduce the Young Professionals Group that the Chamber is starting up again. I think they've had it before, but, which is good. It's always good to get people that are going to get leaders started early, just get them involved in the community. So that was that. And then yesterday, I drove to Chanute and I went to a workforce meeting. It was for the CEOB, which is the Chief Elected Officers Board only. Kind of with the new leader of the group, and now with almost all of the state all under one banner as far as workforce, kind of what expectations are for us and what our expectations should be for them. And anyway, it was a nice day, a nice visit. That's all I have.
All right. Yes, do we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
All right, is there a second? Everyone a second?
Second.
Motion, okay.
He did.
All in favor, say
Aye.
aye.